Hey guys, welcome back to Woods Tree Farm. I'm Phil. Every once in a while, I get a tool that I'm really excited about. This is a sponsored video. They gave me this tool for free. I turned down a lot of different inquiries to do product reviews, largely because I don't think I have a lot of use for some of these tools. But this is something I have numerous uses for, and I think many of you guys will too. So on the pallet forks today, we have the log tongs or the skidding tongs from Garvee. And this is a pretty heavy duty thing. The first thing that I really like about this is exactly how it came out of the box. No assembly required, ready to use right away. And the last couple days I've been using this, so it's got some scrapes, it's a little dirty, but that's what you want to see with a set of skidding tongs. One thing I will say, most of the videos that I've seen with this type of thing in use, folks are using it to lift logs off the ground or to simply lift and move a log from here to there. What these are really designed for is for skidding logs and getting logs out of the woods. And that is one of the things I want to do today. So first off, this thing is pretty heavy duty. I think that probably weighs in the neighborhood of 50 pounds. I don't know if there's actually a published spec on that. If there is, I'll put it on the screen. But it's thick plate steel. The whole thing is made from thick steel. I don't know what that gauge is out at, but it's got to be at least 1/4 inch. And the way these things work, you can open them up, place it around anything. And because of the way this linkage is, the harder you pull on the top end of this, where this coupler is up here, the harder you pull on that, the more pressure it's going to apply to the clamp. So it should get a really good grip. And you can see here down on the hook end of it, they also put these serrations into the metal. So not only do you get this really sharp fang at the end of the hook, you also get these serrations. So when you're dragging a log through the woods, it has plenty of different points to bite into that log. And anyway, you get the idea. I'm going to hook it up to the tractor. There was a blowdown just over here behind the camera that came down back in the spring, and I've been ignoring it. Now it's gotten cold again. We don't need to worry about any yellow jackets or anything else over there, hopefully, fingers crossed. And we're going to try to drag that tree out of the woods today. Well, the first issue I got over here is access. I thought it was more open than it really is. So some of the small scrubby stuff I got to take down. And there is a dead spiked buck over here stinking up something fierce. The main road is just up there, so I bet he got hit and then stumbled his way down here before he finally died. But I want to get at that big hickory log that's laying down over there. And I'm going to free it up on the far end and try to get the whole thing out at once. We'll see if we can do it. All right, so we got good access in here now. And I cut the log at the bottom, and it had a big crotch just up there out of view. And I cut that out so it doesn't get hung up on anything as well. So I think we'll just go around here maybe. So what I'm hoping we can do, perfect world, is just grip it up here somewhere. All right. Get that chain locked in place. Hopefully that stays. Stay. Stay. Wow. That was a fail. All right, so out, pinch my fingers. Here we go. That's how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna switch around and put it on the loader. I think that'll do it. Oh yeah. So that right there at that crotch that I cut off is where it was getting hung up just now, and the tractor was out of view, but lifting with the loader was lifting the back end of the tractor off the ground. I think that'll do it on a much more manageable size log. Let's see if we can get, this is at least a 20-foot section, 15 inches or so in diameter on the far side. Well, that's a good size hickory log there. All the way down there, it's got to be at least 20 feet. It seems to be the trick working by yourself is using the loader so you can easily lift and quickly apply pressure to the clamping force on those tongs. Just trying to drag it from behind the tractor does not work as well, or at least it's not as easy to get it to hook on without some upward pressure. So I got thinking on that first log, it had to have been user error or something. I was doing something wrong. And I think what it was is that it was just too small a diameter. This is made to open up. I think this is a 28-inch model. They make even bigger ones. And if you're working with a larger diameter log, it doesn't have the same issue staying open or staying on the log like I had with that other one. So even if I get it all the way loose like that, as soon as I back up from the log, I think it'll start to grab it and not come off the log. Yeah, see? That's the way it's supposed to work. But it's just on that little 6-7 inch end of that other hickory log that I started with. It wasn't working that way. Pretty much like anytime I put it down or pick it back up, it grabs. I go forward, it grabs. Yeah, I get it completely loose again. Go backwards, it grabs again. I would rather get out in the woods and skid with a long cable, and I think with the right size logs, this won't have any trouble grabbing it. That's really what I was kind of worried about. I've got a few trees that are down in a little bit of a gully, and I can't get the tractor down there, and I think this will be the trick for getting them up out of the gully. So there you go, guys. If you don't have a grapple for your tractor, this can do a lot of things that the grapple can do as far as grabbing logs, picking up logs, moving logs, make it easier for you to saw logs, all that kind of stuff. Dragging logs out of the woods is something that a grapple can't do. There's plenty of places in my woods where I don't have access to get in there and get sideways to a log and pick it up with a grapple, and skidding it out is the best option. So skidding tongs like these are great, especially with really big logs where you can't get a chain underneath it or a cable underneath it or something like that. Being able to just grab the log from the top is the way to go. So I'm going to play with these some more in the upcoming weeks and get down in the woods and really put it to the test. But what I really learned today, the single biggest thing, is that working with small diameter stuff is not as good with this tool, but with bigger diameter stuff like what we're looking at right here, picks it up, moves it no problem, and it doesn't keep falling off like it did with that first log I was playing with. If anybody's used one of these and has some tricks or suggestions for what I could have done differently today to make it a little bit smoother, let me know that too, and maybe I can incorporate that in a future video. If you want to pick one of these up, you got to go to the Garvee website. They'll ship it to you. I've got a code, WOO10, get you 10% off, not just this, but anything on the Garvee website. So go check that out. Use WOO10, W-O-O 10, 10, and get you a discount on the Garvee website.